Hey everyone, it's Amy and welcome back to my channel. Big shout out to those of you who are new and haven't visited us before. Hi, I hope you decide to stick around. Today's video is a big one. I just think that this is such an important message that I want to share with you guys, and obviously for hopefully 99.9% of you out there watching this or subscribe to this channel, this won't apply to you. But if this could apply to just one person and they can take away something useful and life-changing from it, then I will feel like I've done my job. As some of you guys may know, I was once in a not so great relationship. I made a whole video about that years ago. I will try and find it and link it down below in case you want to find out a little bit more about that. In fact, if you suspect that you might be in a toxic relationship or something about your relationship just doesn't seem right, then I urge you to go and watch that video, because when you're in a relationship, whether it's a toxic one or a super duper healthy one, you are so involved in it that it is often difficult to look at it from a rational and unbiased perspective. So sometimes listening to other people's stories and what they've been through can be really helpful, because when you hear them talking about it and you're detached from the situation, then you can identify that those things are not okay. And if those things in any way mirror what you've been experiencing, then it can help you to realize that you're not in a healthy relationship. This is something that I feel really strongly about. It's not something that I talk about often on this channel because it is quite close to home, but I would like to start doing more of these kinds of videos because I feel like it's really important. So with that said, today I'm going to be sharing 13 signs that you are in a toxic relationship. I know that 13 is an odd number, but I just wanted to give you as many as I could. So 13 is what we're going with. I hope you find this video helpful. If you have any comments or questions, let me know in the comment section down below. So probably the first sign that you'll come across that you're potentially in a toxic or not so great relationship is that you'll find that the person you're with is very attached to you very quickly. And that might even mean that within the first few weeks they're telling you how much they love you and they can't live without you. Some people do actually just fall in love really quickly. Some people are just super affectionate. Some people just, like, I don't know, have that love at first sight thing going on. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that just because your boyfriend or girlfriend really likes you that they are a bad person or that you're in a negative relationship, but it is something that you might want to just keep at the back of your mind. Like if you've just started dating someone and all of a sudden they want to be in a relationship with you and they love you and they can't be without you and everything is you, that might feel really nice at first, but it could be a warning sign that they are a controlling person. The second sign that you're in a toxic relationship is if your partner is constantly making jokes at your expense, making you feel like you're stupid, calling you fat or ugly, or saying that you don't dress very nicely. And like, okay, some of us have relationships where we make fun of our boyfriends and girlfriends. I make fun of my boyfriend sometimes, but that's kind of in a jovial way. We both know that I'm joking. It's like I make fun of him about things that I know that he's never going to be insecure about. Whereas if you have someone who is like picking at your insecurities, like if you feel like you're overweight and you have a boyfriend who's constantly commenting and laughing about how much you eat, that's just not nice. You know, that's different from being like making fun of your crazy hair in the morning and it's funny to both of you. You know, like if they're picking at something that is a real sore point for you and they're constantly putting you down, especially in front of other people, then that's a warning sign. The next sign that you might be in a toxic relationship is if the other person is constantly making you feel guilty about things. And this could be things that you've done, things that you haven't done, if you are not spending enough time with them, if you are spending too much time with other people. It could be literally anything. Like if you do a crappy thing to someone and they're upset about it and they call you out on it, then that's one thing. But having someone constantly making you feel like the things that you're doing that are just like normal day-to-day things are in some way bad or make you not a great person, then that's very different. The fourth sign is if the person you're with makes you feel like nothing is ever good enough. So what you'll often find if you're in a toxic or controlling relationship, then everything is about trying to please the other person, and it will very quickly become like an obsession to you. I know that it did to me. I just felt like everything constantly had to be perfect, because at the end of the day I was nervous that if it wasn't, I was going to be met with a lot of disapproval and anger. I was going to be made to feel terrible. So I constantly wanted everything to be as good as it possibly could be, and it never was. No matter how much time or effort or love or energy I put into making things perfect, I was always just treated like, well, that's not good enough. This isn't good enough. Why can't you do things better? And that constantly is going to wear down your self-confidence. It's going to make you feel terrible about yourself, and it's going to take up so much of your time and energy. It is just not worth it. It's not a normal relationship. The fifth thing kind of ties in with that, and that's that you might find that you're likely to change in yourself, and that you might not be as happy. If you're in a relationship that's making you feel unhappy, then yeah, you're not going to be very happy. But also you might notice that you lose your temper with people quite quickly, or that you're really quick to snap at people, and that's because your anxiety levels and your stress levels are probably constantly up here, because you're tiptoeing around waiting for something to go wrong, waiting for something to just blow up in your face. The sixth sign that you are in a toxic or controlling relationship, and this is a big one, this is the one that is usually gonna sound alarm bells for a lot of people, is when the person you are with starts to isolate you from other people. That said, if you are with a very manipulative person, then you might not even notice that it's happening until it's too late. So it's usually gonna start with them telling you things about your friends, like, oh, your friends were saying all these mean things about you, or I don't think that that girl actually really likes you. I think those people are only talking to you for this reason or that reason. They don't actually want to be your friends. So they're gonna start to get this idea into your head that your relationships don't have any firm foundations. It's gonna start to make you feel a little bit paranoid, like you don't have anyone to turn to, and that's exactly how these people want you to feel, because they really want to separate you out from all of the people who care about you, because those are the people who are going to tell you damn straight this guy or this girl is not good news. So they want to take you out, away from all of those other relationships, so that they are the only person that you talk to, they are the only person that you can feel like you can rely on, and that you're completely alone. Because then it is so much harder to walk away from them, because firstly, you don't have anyone around you telling you, hello, this person is crazy. And secondly, you feel like you have no one to turn to. You feel like if I leave this person, I'm completely on my own. And I just want to take a second and tell you that is not true. If you are in a relationship, if you are having the realization right now, or if you realized it before, that you're in a relationship that is not good for you, then you are not alone. I'm willing to bet there are so many people in your life, if you called them up, if you sent them a message, they would be there for you in an instant. And if not, you go ahead, you send me a message. I will talk to you about it. Like, there is no reason for you to stay with someone who is making you feel bad about yourself and miserable just because you feel like you're on your own, because you are not. Okay, so the seventh sign, and again, this is a big one, is that the person you're with will probably start to convince you that what you remember to be true isn't actually true. So if they said something really terrible about you, or if they did something that was awful, they're going to make you start to doubt your own memory about that. So they might straight up deny it and say, you imagined that that never happened. Or they might do something a little bit more subtle, like say, you misinterpreted what I meant, or you're taking this the wrong way, this isn't how it happened. But you have an idea in your mind, like you know what that person said, what that person did, and if they are trying to convince you that it didn't play out that way, then that's a red flag again. Because if you know that something is true and they are trying to tell you otherwise, they're trying to manipulate your mind, and that is not a good thing. Sign number 8, leapfrogging right off of what I just said. If the person that you're with is telling you that you're crazy, that's not a good thing. Also, something I learned through my own experience is if you start dating someone and you notice that they're referring to all of their exes as crazy, that's not a great sign either, because what are the odds that one person dates like 5 genuinely crazy people. If every time someone brings up an ex, they're like, they don't know what they're talking about, they're crazy, and they say it about literally everyone, then, you know, like, it can't be that everyone else is wrong and just this one guy or girl is right. You know what I mean? So if they're constantly saying that other people are crazy, don't know what they're talking about, liars, not a good sign again. The 9th sign that you are not in a healthy relationship is if you feel like you need to keep secrets, feeling like you're nervous to say certain things, you're nervous for certain things to be found out, you're scared about the truth. Those are not good feelings. I remember my ex-boyfriend really tried to isolate me from my best friend, and he pretty much said I shouldn't hang out with her. He used to get really, really angry with me when I did because she didn't like him for obvious reasons. And so anytime I did spend time with her, I would lie about it, and I would feel genuine fear about him finding out. Like, he would ask me like, well, what were you doing last night? And I'd come up with a lie, and I'd think, oh my gosh, he's gonna find out, he's gonna know, he's gonna find out that I was with her. If you have that much anxiety about just like hanging out with a friend or doing something that is just part of your regular life, then that relationship is really not good for you. Sign number 10 that you are not in a healthy relationship is that you feel like you are never allowed to say no. It could be that they ask you to do something, it could be that they want to spend time with you, it could be that they want you to blow your friends off and do something. It just feels like anything they ask you to do, no is not an option. And like, I'm a people pleaser. I like to say yes to everyone. I like to make everyone happy, but this is different. This feels like no is not an option to you, because no is what's going to get you the silent treatment, the anger, the resentment, like the name calling, all of those things. In every relationship that you have in your life, if it's a romantic relationship, a relationship with friends, family, whatever, you are entitled to say no to things. You're entitled to sometimes put yourself first. And I don't want to dive too much into this in particular, but there are certain things that you can definitely say no to. If you ever feel like you're being pressured into doing anything of a sexual nature, like, please, that is the point that you need to get up and walk out. If you haven't already, you just need to say to yourself, I am worth so much more than this. I don't have to do everything that this person tells me to do. Okay, so the 11th sign that you're in a toxic relationship is that the other person will push you to see how much they can get away with or how far they can go. So it might be that they're flirting with other people, it might be that they're saying more and more outrageous things, it might be that their aggression is getting more and more each time. It won't start with a big catastrophe. Like, no one ever walks into a relationship with someone that they deem to be mentally unstable or abusive or like cruel right at the start. Nobody like embraces that with open arms. It doesn't start out that way. It doesn't start with a bang, but it grows over a period of time. So every day they're going to be pushing you a little bit further to see what they can get away with. So that's something to be conscious of. Sign number 12 is that they will withdraw for no reason. So it goes back to what I said earlier about constantly feeling the need to please this person and have everything perfect with them and essentially win their love and affection. Because you get to a point, if they have isolated you from everyone else, if they've made you feel badly about yourself by saying mean things about you, then you're going to feel really insecure. You're going to feel like all you want is this one person's approval, and you will be working towards that constantly. That's just going to be like your obsession in life. And so one of the tricks that they'll play with you is that for no reason they will withdraw themselves. Maybe they won't talk to you, maybe they won't text you back, maybe they'll just get up and walk out of the room and make you wonder, what did I do wrong this time? And it's nothing. It's not you, it's them. They're playing with you. They're trying to unravel your mind so that you become completely dependent on them. And the last sign that you're in a toxic relationship is the feeling that it's you against the world. This is actually something that only became apparent to me very recently, now that I'm in a new relationship, which is very secure, very loving, and all the things that it should be. And it's that my boyfriend wants to be there for me. Like, if I'm upset, if something goes wrong, if I've had a bad day, if I feel like I need someone, he wants to be that person. It's completely different to the relationship I had in the past, where when I needed someone most, that would be the time when my boyfriend would disappear and I would feel completely on my own. I mean, think about the people who you love. If they were in distress, if they were unhappy, you'd want to do something to make them feel better. So if you are in a relationship with someone who doesn't do that for you, then you need to step back and think about how much they really truly care about you. So those were all of my signs that you are in a toxic or an unhealthy relationship. And I know that this was a serious video. I know that it's not something that's particularly pleasant to talk about, but like I said, I just felt like it was so important to make it and get this out there. So I really hope this video can help some of you come to the realization, if you are in an unhealthy relationship, that you'll be able to realize that and move on. Like I said, the number one thing once you realize you're in this situation is to just walk away. Like, as simple as that, and cut that person out of your life. Don't do this whole like, we can still be friends. Okay, maybe some people can be friends with their exes. Those people are insane, I don't know. But this ex, this crazy, controlling, manipulative ex, no, not a friend, not in your life. They don't deserve your time, your energy, your love, anything. Definitely not your sympathy. When you break up with them, that's it. Don't feel sorry for them. Don't. They will try and make you feel sorry for them. You don't. You just walk away. You keep on walking. If you need any help, if you need anything, I am here for you. Like I said, you can comment down below. You can hit me up on my email address. I'll link it in the description box. So that's enough for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.